Hey everyone, this is NJ, the host of the NJ podcast, and this is a season 2, episode 5 of season 2, but this is episode number 25, and I am here with Philbert Phembani, and he's a professional photographer and software developer. And on the show, we talk with people from all walks of life. It doesn't matter where you come from. I believe that you have a good perspective to share and lessons to learn, regardless of where it is that you come from life. And the theme of this show is success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. That means you're going after what you've always wanted to go after because it's aligned with your highest values, and that is the only way to live a truly fulfilled and inspired life. And as I said, we've got Phil. Thank you very much and welcome to the show.
Thank you. So it's Philbert.
It's Philbert, yes.
Yeah.
Philbert, okay.
Or just call me Feel Good, yeah?
I'll call you Feel Good,
Awesome.
yes. So you have your own team there. I see you got the shirt on.
Yeah, you gotta have a stage name, yeah?
You got a bit of your stage name. All right, cool. So other than the brief introduction I gave, so just give more background of yourself, Phil. Who is Phil, why is Phil, and where is Phil going?
Oh, thanks. Phil, he's a photographer,
Yeah.
I guess, yeah?
Yeah.
So much into tech, so just kind of diversifying. That whole aspect of saying you're gonna have 10 streams of income. Yeah. And that guy was like struggling a lot.
Yeah.
So this whole 9 to 5 thing wasn't really working much for me.
Yeah.
So yeah. So I started my own agency now, like it's Feel Good Media. So I'm basically focusing on the software development part, search engine optimization,
Yeah.
and the whole photography thing, so I can do adverts and stuff like that. But yeah, just the guy was eager to do more risk. I'm still IT, I haven't got married yet, so
Yeah.
why not? Let's go for it, yeah?
Yeah, you haven't got married yet.
Yeah.
Things get a bit tougher to take risks the moment you get married. Well, 100%.
True.
So you said that the 9 to 5 wasn't working out too well for you. Why is that?
So the side hustles were doing quite well. So for example, like full time I was a software developer, right?
Yeah.
So the photography started peaking very well. Like my schedule was just clashing, and then I figured like why not take the risk? Let's see how this photography can take us. Yeah. Then I can always be a consultant to anyone who needs the software perspective, as we say.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
So how did you get into software development? Then we'll go into the more exciting stuff of the side hustles you're running. So how did you find yourself in software dev?
Yeah, I'd say high school, man.
High school, yeah.
Yeah. I was that guy who didn't want to get any pocket money, so I was boarding since grade 1. Yeah, so we got a gap like in high school where people wanted to fix their laptops, the teachers and stuff. So you just download stuff on Pirate Bay or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you install, then you charge.
Yeah.
So that's where the whole aspect of software started.
Okay, cool. So then as a software dev, were you front end, back end?
Yeah, that type of thing. But I enjoy front.
Yeah.
We want to see what's happening. Back office, it's a lot of work. It's the guys behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Front end, you get to see what's going on, yeah? That type of thing, yeah.
Come on, dude. Yeah, okay, no, that's fantastic. So, you are a photographer. In fact, I got introduced to you through a mutual friend, Bongi.
Yes.
One of her photo shoots for her sisters.
Yes, this is what she's doing. That's right.
And then I saw he's doing the whole photography thing, and I'm very interested because you see this setup that I'm doing.
Yeah, nice setup, right?
Thank you.
Good, yeah.
Content creator myself, I took some notes from Gary Vee.
Yeah.
And he said create unlimited pieces of content. So I took him seriously. So that's what I'm doing. And then when I saw the entire setup that you had and how professional it was, and then you catering to everyone, giving shots and everything. It's like, how long have you been doing photography, and how did you get to the level that you're at?
Okay, so as a professional, it's now 5 years now.
5
then,
years.
Yeah, I was that guy who, when people traveling, I'm the one who takes pictures. So you don't see me at all.
Yeah, so we don't see you at all.
At all. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how I started. So, I started enjoying just taking pictures probably on a Square 7. Whenever I had the chance. Obviously I didn't have a camera on a Square 7, but then whoever had one, I was like, guys, let me be the one who's taking the pictures.
Yeah.
So growing up, it was just that type of thing. You can take anything, thinking of setting stuff on the Shutterstock.
Yeah.
That type of thing.
Yeah.
But then when I moved to SA, because I'm originally from Zimia,
Yeah,
and I moved to SA, and I So like, okay, this is a big market, they say there's enough market for everyone, yeah. I was like, no, let's go pro, let's kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So then, like in terms of starting up, because I can imagine it's a bit harrowing to like figure out what equipment I'm going to use. Where am I going to do some courses so that I can become more professional with my shots? So what was that journey of yours to get to a pro level, like when you started out?
Yeah, so actually my first camera is one of a friend of mine was selling stuff, yeah. It's like, Phil, I've got this camera, I know you like taking pictures, you want to buy it? I was like, yeah, let's buy it. Then when we were just taking pictures, because I was working in Edgecoast by then in Zim, then one of the clients was like, listen, we want to join the baby competition. So I want someone to take pictures. Then everyone was like, who takes pictures? So that's how I got my first client. Yeah, it wasn't not like a professional camera, those zoom lens and stuff like that. Yeah. But then when we saw the gap, it was like, why don't we just go pro for it? Yeah. So that's how it started. It's a friend of mine who just like, Phil, there's a camera on sale. Yeah. You like taking pictures? Go for it then, yeah. So that's how I got the first camera.
It sounds like you were planning for, since you're like 2 years old, I'm going to be a photographer and it's what to do to make money.
Well, yeah, man, I saw the gap, because I have a lot of friends who are doing quite well in photography. So those are the type of motivation. Like, okay, this guy's taking ministers, he's going to weddings, he's doing weddings and stuff. So those are like the type of motivation that I was getting. Like someone my age taking pictures, that was awesome. They're going places. I was like, oh, okay, this is the chance. One of my friends got a camera, and I can always get a mentorship from my friends who are already in the industry. So that's how I started.
Okay, all right. So who's a photographer that you look up to?
Okay. In the past years, it's a lot of photographers, but immediately was the guy called Derek Manika.
Derek
it's called Derek. Yeah, Derek Manika. So like we're the same age. We used to play soccer, street soccer in the village and stuff like that. And we were also planning to do software development together. Yeah. But then he was like, I'm just going to do photography. So that type of thing, I was like, okay, I'll stick to software. Probably I'll catch photography in the future there. Yeah. So here's my like immediate lookout. Then growing up in the past years, when I go to SA, just going on this Facebook groups, I met Rob. Most of my mentors, I met them on Facebook. Yeah. So for example, this guy called Rob. We've been traveling for the past 2 years now. And I just sent him a message. I was like, listen, I know you doing nice work, and probably if you need assistance, just hook me up. And it's like, cool, let's go for it. Yeah. But a year later, then we start getting busy. So until now, so that's how I met him. I'm always saying to myself, like, listen, it's better off you take the risk to just approach someone. You never know, they might say yes or they might say no. And, it's the reality. Yeah. Say that you get a yes or no. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, you have to ask.
Exactly, you have to ask. Yeah. So that's how I did with Rob. Then there's a guy called Jacques. He stays around here in Egypt as well. So Jacques, he was selling prints at Holds Farmers Market. Nice prints. So I was asking, how did you take these pictures? He was like, listen, well, I've been traveling around the world. So he's selling all the pictures when he was traveling. He's gone to over 20 countries. Wow. So he's selling, that's what he's doing now. So he's retired.
So he makes money by traveling, taking photos, and then selling those photos.
Exactly.
Who does he sell those photos to?
Clients, bro. It's awesome, man.
Which clients? Is it companies? Is it normal people? Is it art collectors?
No, normal people, bro. Well, people.
It's not the wrong profession. If I can pay you take pictures of Maine and Spain.
Bro, I tell you, his story is always inspiring. It was like, he said, so he's been traveling for like 20 years, type of thing. So all the countries that he's gone to, even the first country, he's still selling pictures there. Wow. Yeah, he sells pictures, I was even asking, the last market was like, dude, I made close to 15K in one day. I'm like, from the pictures when you're on holiday. Yeah. Yeah, so that type of motivation, I was like, listen, I'm going to start my feel good arts, because I also have an, arts account. I haven't started selling.
You say arts account, what do you mean?
So, like, I do like, everyday stories type of thing. Where you take buildings, people in the street photography type of thing. Yeah. Black and whites, that type of thing. Yeah. Hoping maybe this year I might exhibit. So that's the same thing with them, because I also travel a lot. Which one of the reasons I was like, listen, if there's a gap for me not to do 9 to 5, I'll take it, because like he's a one good motivation of saying like, listen, you could travel and make money. Yeah. You see, so I was like, no, let me go for it.
Isn't that the dream, man?
Yeah, that's the dream, right? Yeah. That's the dream. Getting paid for traveling, right? Yeah. That's awesome. He hasn't traveled in like 3 years, but then he's still selling prints from the places that he's gone to.
Mm.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So is that where you see yourself going?
Well, yeah, man, definitely. But what I want to do is I want to work in different countries around LA. Something that I want to achieve if I get married.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I want to, I want to travel, and I have a good eye with the black and white pictures as well. So I want to exhibit like what he does. Probably like one of these days you come to my exhibits. See all those big pictures selling for 20 grand. I've seen a lot. Yeah.
Why don't we just sell for 20 grand?
Well, yeah, there's this guy called some P-Way. He's been a photographer for over 50 years. He shot like all the Nelson Mandela guys. He's another big inspiration. I saw him when I bought my other camera last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like one piece was like 25 grand. He's a jazz photographer.
Yeah.
Just the sparkling up, it's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I wouldn't mind. Well, this is fun. You're taking a picture, then someone's gonna buy it, frame it somewhere else. Well, that's the limits. Yeah.
So just a question. So you said you're good with black and white
prints.
pictures.
Yeah.
Prints. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
They're a bit strong. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
What do you mean? What's so appealing about them? Because I personally like what's the filter called filter? You will see it on the videos that I use. It's like filter. I just like the aesthetic of it.
So,
but what is it about that that's appealing for you and appeals for other people?
well, no, I feel like black and white images are very powerful. Yeah. There's this contrast, like there's no distraction. You're not gonna have a lot of colors to focus on. It's just black and white. It is what it is. If the picture's nice, it has to be nice in black and white. Yeah. So that clearly tells you that the image is nice.
So if a picture doesn't look good in black and white, then it doesn't look good.
Okay. I'll give you an example. So when you're taking pictures, right? Some of them might be like overexposed or unexposed. I am as a photographer, the best thing that I can do is just make it black and white. Then it look nice, yeah?
Okay.
That type of thing, yeah.
I see.
So black and white is nice.
Okay, black and white is nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so are there different like shades of black and white?
Yeah, it depends how you want to make it powerful. So if you want it to be like a strong image, you can make it like high contrast, type of thing. You can make it a sharp image that people can see.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So what is your favorite photo of all time? Not that you've taken, but like just generally speaking, what's your favorite photo of all time? I know it's a tough question, but I'm just really curious.
I think right now my favorite picture. Okay, let's talk about the one that I just took. Yeah. The one that I took last week of a retired CEO of engineer. From what I've learned, this guy called Tom. Yeah. He was a strong person, a powerful person. He's been in the engineering industry for like more than 50 years. Yeah. So I took a nice black and white picture for him, and I was like, listen, this one I'm gonna print. The company didn't order me to print, but I'm gonna print it. Yeah. Yeah, and so that you can get it, because
that's you taking pride in your work.
Exactly, man. Like it's probably my first millionaire or first millionaire that I've taken, so it's a very important image to me as well.
Not the last day.
Exactly.
Cool. Yeah. What is your favorite photo of all time that you didn't take?
That I didn't take. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, this is tricky. Yeah, that's
a very tricky question.
That I haven't taken. This would be one of the wedding photographers in Italy. In a way, like that moment where you're saying the bride and groom at the entrance, right, at the altar, and all the parents, the people sitting in the front row, they were all like in tears. Yeah. And that one's probably the best picture. I don't remember the name of the photographer, but I would say that one. And it's also in black and white.
Also, of course, I see. I see it's in black and white.
Yeah.
I see. Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, what is your niche within photography? Like when I say niche, some people they do landscape photography. Some people only specialize in weddings. Some people specialize in birthday parties. What is your niche? What's your specialty?
I would say family photography.
Family,
yeah. Well, I wish I could say weddings because I enjoy weddings. Yeah, I'm that photographer who dances on weddings.
You're supposed to be taking photos.
It's vibes. It's vibes, man. So like I'm gonna leave my camera and then I would take and then dance. So family. Why family? Because I think that was the booster for me. Before COVID. This was kind of low. I was just relying on referrals until I started doing search engine optimization during the lockdown. Then most of the bookings were family bookings. I think it's because that old culture of saying we must have pictures in the living room, like what we used to do, we're growing up, right?
Yeah.
So when people were in the lockdown, they realized like, listen, we don't have pictures of ourselves. We only have selfies, that type of thing. Yeah, exactly. But then they're not framed.
Yeah.
So family photography.
Yeah.
That's what was my immediate booster after the COVID, because people were just booking family shots. I was printing canvases, so that's how I boomed. So I would say that one, because that one was like my booster.
So you basically blew up during COVID. A lot of people started that.
Well, yeah, I don't want to lie. My business blew up just after COVID.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, so you're COVID,
Yeah, I would say that. I'm like, what's this guy, man? It's got a given.
No.
There's this artist who just boomed from the COVID stuff. Yeah, it's got given,
Yeah.
that type of thing.
No, that's amazing.
That's when I started, that's when I started getting busy.
Yeah.
10x straight up.
It's
So,
10x,
so I would say I'm a family photographer. Yeah.
Photographer.
Of course, you have to diversify, because if someone say, Phil, I want to take products, we take a lot. I do those. Say, let's do events. Events, it's more like family as well, because people are enjoying type of thing. They might be formal, but then it's also it's under family as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoy family
You
photography.
really enjoy family. Okay, so like
Yeah.
I've seen some of your stuff, and your best stuff is like taking pictures of like family members. They'll be like the mom, the dad, the 2 kids.
Exactly.
The mom, the dad, the 5 kids, whatever it is.
Yes.
Dancing, smoking, playing, or just chilling by the lake. I bumped you by the lake.
Yeah, but the lake, yeah. I always carry a speaker because I was like, guys, people are shy,
Yeah.
camera, so I carry a speaker out like this. And what you guys like listening to?
Okay. So
Yeah.
you're gonna speak just
Then,
like in the movie.
yeah, exactly. So if I play a favorite song, then you're gonna relax, Yeah. So that's
Okay. Now I see.
Yeah.
When I saw you, it was starting to like rain and drizzle, and so how do you handle that? Like you're on a location, and then it starts.
It's like
And then now so how do you navigate that?
Well, from what I've learned, I don't want clients to panic. I want them to make the decision. You know what I mean? My camera is waterproof, but then I'm flexible with moving my top, whatever that I'm wearing, just to take in the rain if they want to. But then I don't like clients to panic. So I'm like, guys, it's about to rain. What do you think we should do? Should we want to take, or can you stop?
Yeah.
Is their call. If they say, Phil, let's try to take some pictures, we'll go for it. So that's how
Okay.
What's important is just to make sure that the client doesn't panic.
They don't panic.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. That's not a good one.
So you're like, listen, guys, just calm down. It's not that big.
It's like you're gonna evacuate people, when there's fire. Guys, can you walk nicely down there? That type of thing, yeah. Sorry.
Okay, alright, okay, let's see. So, how is it that your clients find you, or you find clients?
So, back in the days, referrals. Now it's Google. You remember I was doing exactly.
Okay, yeah.
So for Edenville, I'd say Edenville, Princeton. I'm probably top 3.
Yeah.
Top 3. Well, in photography, we don't treat each other as competitors now because there's enough market for everyone. Yeah.
I never actually thought of it that way. I thought like everyone, Tom, Dick, and Sally as a photographer. Everyone's got their iPhone and the cinematic mode and all these things. So everyone's like competing with each other. And I thought it was dog eat dog world. So it's not like that.
No, it doesn't work like that. Because you see, with me, I think my biggest gigs that I've done is through other photographers. So, like for example, I can get a gig for Microsoft.
Yeah.
Then I need a team. You see, that's why I have a team filter. So I can have other photographers that can join me and do like a wedding, for example. I can do a wedding on my own. We can have like 4 people. Those are different photographers. So imagine if you're teaching them as competitors. Then you're not gonna work together. But then like I was saying, there's enough clients for everyone.
There's enough clients for
There's enough clients for everyone.
Okay, so how do you go about finding clients? What's your clients? So they can find you online.
Yes.
And I'm sure you use social media, right?
Yeah, social media.
Oh, you've got the gram.
Because
the gram doesn't happen,
right? Gram it's scale. For my clientele, gram is like what, 2 out of 10 clients. Because on gram, people look at numbers. So they go to celebrity photographers. So I don't consider Instagram as part of my. It's just there as a portfolio, so that you can see. Okay, this guy is around. He's posting.
Yeah.
But then just say you're generating clients, so that's tricky because the guys who got like 10K, 50K,
Yeah.
that's where people mostly book.
Yeah.
Because they know if that guy also posts them on their timeline,
Yeah.
people are gonna check their account and they're
Yeah.
gonna follow. That's the thing with Gram. So yeah, I prefer referrals and Google. Because Google is quite simple. If you're good, you're good. You know what I mean?
There's no discrimination.
It's good.
Yeah.
Trust me, I've shot CEOs, I've shot SOOs. No, I said to myself, like, listen, I don't need to shoot any celebrity to be fame, but then I can just visualize with the Google perspective.
So
Yeah.
here's a question. I'm asking it for me.
Yeah.
So when I started this podcast, right?
Yeah.
I started in lockdown. No, actually, no, I'm lying. At the end of 2019,
Yeah.
after launching my second book, I was like, what else should I do? I'm like, yeah, let's start a podcast. I started the concept for it back in 2019, and I shot. I recorded. You see, shots.
Yeah.
I recorded my first two episodes at the beginning of 2020, and then it stopped for like 6 months.
Yeah.
And then I started again. I'm like, now I've got more time.
Yeah.
So I don't know the excuse. And I was thinking about what my approach should be. Some people would have the approach. I'm going to grow my profile. I'm only going to speak to high-profile individuals, like your celebrities or people who pretend to be celebrities, people who are high up in organizations.
Yeah.
And I was like, do I really need to associate myself with quote-unquote celebrities in order for me to build my profile? And you're saying you chose not to do that.
Correct.
Why?
Well, you can compete with celebrity photographers, yeah?
Oh, is it?
The same. And if someone is famous, then and the work is good as well, you know what I mean? Like I have the same great work with any famous photographer, but then people would go to the famous guy.
Yeah.
It's quite simple, yeah. So I was like, listen, no need to shoot famous people whatsoever. There's a niche, because like I'm saying, see, my target is like bush video, for example.
Yeah.
Bush real estate.
Yeah.
Those people, they don't mind if you're a celebrity, you're not a celebrity. So long your work is good.
Yeah.
So I was like, listen, well, the main important thing is to have good work.
Yeah.
Then anyone can book you. So that's the approach that I used. I was like, listen.
So you start off with your making sure that your work is good. Like
Correct.
for your photos good, your angles
Yes.
is good,
Correct.
your quality is great. And
Yes.
obviously you shoot a lot of them in black and white, because if it's not good in black and white, it's not good.
Well, man, no, black and white is for the
That's
for
a
collections.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
Yeah.
Don't quote him on that.
Yeah, but no, black and white is for the exhibition part, the arts, the prints that I saw.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Now I see. So, what advice do you have from a photographer's perspective in terms of people who may want to improve their social media profile or the social profile, and in terms of being aesthetic, in terms of having their photos taken? What advice would you give for people who want to appear more professional and appealing to the public?
Yeah, okay. I'd say, remember when Facebook went down, yeah?
Yeah, I remember that. How many times did you refresh? Don't lie.
Well, you see, so let me tell you a good part. I had a big client, we were working on, oh yeah, so it's one of the clients from Bushfido, and they were organizing a metric shoot.
Yeah.
So just chatting and stuff. So when Instagram went down, I was using first time in iMessages. You see that?
So I do stuff to go down.
Exactly. So I didn't go down there. And the good thing is that this client they found me on Google. So if we say in Google, we're saying you must have a website. Because from Google, it must direct you somewhere. And you can't rely on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
So what I'd say is, once you think you've got the best work out there, you know what I mean? Have a website. Own a website. I think make sure that your website is nice. Yeah.
Make sure that your website is your online portfolio.
You need your online. You can have Instagram or what, but then one day they can just your account can be hacked. Yeah. And you
I've seen that. A lot of that happen.
Yeah. And your account. I've seen even celebrity photographers lost thousands of followers.
Oh wow.
So website. I'd say website. And if need be, if you're on Google, try it, but once you sponsor it, don't act like the old days where I can send an email inquiry to like a accommodation place, a resort, then they reply me 2 days later.
Yeah.
Well, for me, my target is to reply client within 10 minutes.
Within 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So how are you able to reply in 10 minutes?
So you can download an app for like my Google Business, for example.
Yeah.
So when someone just clicks on you, finds you on Google Maps,
Yeah.
if you say write a cart, the client can give you an option to leave the phone number there. So you can also do that. So then once you download the app here, you get the notification straight up. Or you can do an auto response. Then you try by all means to call the client. Well, for me, what works well is when you understand what client wants before you dish out the price.
Yeah.
Give them a call. Messages, people tend to think thoroughly before they say send the message. But then if you call, it's way easier because you get to understand what exactly the client wants. So yeah, quick response. Have an online portfolio. Website the same. Well, Instagram, works. Instagram works, Facebook works. Yeah, and man, you have to accept that the other guys out there work better than you, but then there's enough client for everyone.
Yeah. How do you handle that fact? I don't know if it's a fact, that sense that okay, there's other people whose work is much bigger than mine, and they've got followings much bigger than mine. They charge more than I charge. How do you handle that? Because it can be possible for people to look at other people and be like, oh my gosh, this person is too big, I don't know what to do. Well, how do you handle comparisons, if you even do comparisons?
Well, there's YouTube University,
Yeah.
Trust me, there's free content out there that you can learn. You can even learn from your competitors, So like what I was saying, it's either you get a no or you get a yes. Approach this guy, hey, listen, how can I be better? Because one thing that I know, the guys at the top, they're not stingy anymore because they have made it, you know what I mean? What I'm charging $2,000, this guy's probably charging $50,000. So
what's $2,000 going to do to his
exactly
business?
To his business? He's well established. So just do you give out your best and like, listen, this is what I have. I would like to improve what we have, because other photographers like the guys at the top, they sell their presets, for example. So it's better off if someone say, listen, I'm willing to buy your presets, and you're gonna teach me how to use them, that type of thing. So they're okay with that.
Just explain what a preset is.
So preset is like it's a preload of settings. For example, so if it's color grading.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then you just play around. So if you can buy presets from me for like a dark skin tone, you can always use someone's tone as well. Yeah. So this is just an example. You can reach out to these big fish, the big guys. I'll give you an example. I recently met this guy called Kyle. I've been talking to him for like 4 years. I met him 2 weeks ago. We were talking on Instagram for 4 years.
Okay.
He changed the whole business from me charging from 600, like in the gym, just don't wake up selling, charging 2.5 per hour. I used to charge $600.
Yeah.
And it's like, Phil, either ways you need to level up,
Yeah.
So he introduced me to an application. You see, this guy's got like 21K, but he saw my work, like, okay, this guy, there's a potential, he's got a potential, what I mean? So he showed me how to charge clients, how best to work less for more, that type of thing. So then I only met him 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Okay, so you've taken his advice and it's worked.
4 years, man. Same thing with Rob, So these are the big guys. So if you have good work, and you want to get better, show them, like, listen, this is how far I've gone. I would love, if you can, teach me more business perspective.
Yeah.
Because I understand it's tricky. If you just know how to take pictures and you don't know how to market yourself, or sell your price, it's nothing. It's nothing. Because we can have the same image, but then this guy charges 20, I charge 5. Then there's another guy who charges 600.
What's the difference?
Well, exactly. How you market yourself.
So I guess give us some marketing tips. I'm learning quite a bit here. Give us some marketing tips.
Well, okay. So I follow these guys, but I think if you check on YouTube or podcast, there's a guy called The Future.
The Future.
Yes, these guys are called The Future. Okay, so it's The Future. So this guy's, in terms of marketing tips,
What is his name called? The Future?
Yeah, just say The Future, So The Future with no E, just move the E.
Yeah?
Yeah, that one, like that.
Right.
Right there, that's the account there.
Subscribe already.
does account there.
Okay.
So there's this aspect of saying enterprising, that they always give out there.
I know this guy.
Chris Dula.
Okay. No, this guy would I still remember one of his videos. I remember
This guy has changed the whole business perspective, right?
Yeah. He got like what? How many years? I remember one of his videos. I was saying, you can get what was it, like 1 million Instagram followers or 10,000 Instagram followers. Time masterclass.
This guy. So he's got masterclass for psychology, how to interact with clients.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you undersell yourself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
But then if you manage to identify what the client needs, and, you just push to say, okay, listen, I charge this amount and stuff like that. Then this whole aspect of saying enterprise.
Yeah.
So, like for an example, okay, I know for this session I probably need 5,000.
Yeah.
But then this client looks like they want a lot. Then give them enterprise. Hey, I was 12,000. Then I'm like, oh, that's too much. Already you take it in 5.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, listen, we can have options. I can give you 3 options.
Yeah.
I can give you an option where you can get for 3,000. I can give you an option you can get for 5,000. I can give you an option that is 10,000.
Yeah.
Then client has to pick.
Yeah.
So just offering different services. But then you have a target already.
Yeah.
So obviously you say 12, but by the time you say 5, that's your target.
Yeah.
You get to go. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it's like this. If I were to charge you for I want to go speak at your event.
Exactly.
Right. So I'll say, how's 15,000? Exactly. And you're like, actually,
that's a lot.
I know. I can only really do 12.
Exactly.
Okay, for you, why don't we do 10? I'm only looking for 10,000.
Exactly.
So I've negotiated myself into.
Exactly. And then that client feels like, okay, listen, I've got the best deal ever. That type of thing. So that's another thing that you can do when you're just part of the marketing. Yeah.
Okay. So who also do you look at? In the future, you just got yourself a subscriber.
So it's the future and what else?
Gary V. Yeah,
Then there's you now, yeah?
Yeah. There's me. Growing.
We're growing. Then there's Rob. So Rob is one of my mentors. He's pretty good, yeah?
Rob.
So it's Robert Harris, or just in Optic Noise.
Robert Harris.
Yeah. It's gonna show you a lot. Then just put Optic Noise.
Optic Noise.
Yeah. Let's see if you're gonna check him out.
Robert Harris, Optic Noise.
Yeah, that's the guy right there.
This guy.
Yes, sir.
Subscribe to this.
That's my guy there. So you see,
jeez, like look at those thumbnails. Just look how aesthetic this thumbnail.
man, trust me, and he's from Pembani, yeah.
Is he from Pembani?
Yeah.
Jeez.
So apparently people from Pembani are doing the most.
We're doing the most.
Trust
Yes,
me.
100%.
So there's Rob. I'm forgetting this other lady. He introduced me to this lady. She reached 1 million subscribers.
Wow.
1 million, and she stays in Pembani.
And she stays there.
Yeah.
Like not that she's from.
No,
She
no,
still
no.
stays. Who's this person?
It's Alice World. She's a tech girl. Bruh. 1 million subscribers.
Dude, we need to find her. Like, we need to find her.
Must be Alice. Say the Alice World. Alice World. Let's see.
Alice?
Alice, yeah. Alice
what?
Alice World. I can just quickly check her.
Yeah, just check it out.
Check her. She's from Pembani, bro.
Pembani, bro.
People are killing it.
We're killing that son.
Killing it, brother. Let's see. Just check it out. She always pop on my YouTube, yeah? Let's see, where is she at? But yeah, man. Well, for me, man, I prefer mentorship from the guys that I can see. Of course, this guy is,
Future, Robert.
Robert is around, yeah. Like, usually I can just send him a message. It's like, hey, I need help. So every time when I'm stuck, I'm like, okay, the fact that I showed that I want to learn more. And, when you're taught, then there's change. Not that person is like, I come to you, I'm like, bro, can you help me? Then I'm still doing the same thing.
Then it's going to be like, what are you doing? I told you to do this.
But you're supposed to do this, that type of thing. But yeah, man, like.
Have you been able to find her?
Yeah, well, I'm curious.
Okay.
I'm curious.
us with tips for dance photo shoots.
Yeah, he does. He does. Like, okay, that's
Hey.
it says Haley's, yeah.
Damn, how did she do that?
Check her YouTube, bro. She's got one.
You know what I'm gonna do now? I'm gonna find it on the gram right now. And
you know, Robert's helping me push my YouTube. I haven't posted. Yeah, I have a YouTube. Yeah, so it's just travel and photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, that type of thing. So
Yeah, we're not on YouTube then.
yeah, and another thing why I'm using YouTube is that when those clients they look at me, you know, clients from Google, you know,
Yeah.
I'm a guy that they're finding on the internet. They don't know, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, at least if you can see me on YouTube, I'm like, okay, this is the guy there. That type of thing.
She's a tech app and gadget YouTuber.
She is killing it,
She's
brother.
killing it.
She is killing it.
Kids. Yeah. Hey.
1 million subscribers, bro. There she goes.
You are now playing.
There she goes.
And she's from Benin.
She is from Binani.
He's
Probably
also
South
top
Africa.
tech YouTube channel on African content with over 80 million channel views and over 1 million subscribers.
Yes, sir.
And 100%. So, she just basically does tech. She's like
She's a tech girl.
like a Marquez, like she does. She got a shorts. I need to get on the show. Hey, you get you on the show so you can teach me some stuff. Look at that. And she's in the same category as Marcus Brownlee,
Yes,
Carl
bro.
Conrad,
Yeah.
Jonathan Morrison.
She's massive, bro.
Wow, it's huge.
She's
It's
massive.
huge. And Mr. Who's the Boss, 10 million subscribers over there. The guy does unbox therapy. Wow, this is massive.
She is massive, bro.
I'm a fan
Yeah.
now.
You know.
I didn't know. I didn't know until like 5 minutes ago. I'm a fan now.
Right. Trust me, right. No, this is a big inspiration, bro. We have
Yeah.
people like this, you know.
Like,
From Binani,
From
even,
Binani.
it's not even like far, like Cape Town. No, it's something
here.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
you can bump into it in a shop or something.
Exactly. Hey, let's take a selfie. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, man.
What part of content do you like? Does you have any photography content? I'm just seeing.
So it's tech, you know, like apps, you know, like what the latest apps is happening and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. So she does a lot of reviews and those hacks.
Yeah.
You see, yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah, she's from Benin. From how she talks, yeah, she's definitely from Benin.
She gives you tricks off your phone that you'd never expect, right?
Yes, it.
Yeah.
What? Look at the production value of this.
Right.
Ah. Okay, well, I'm definitely.
Yeah, she check it out.
I'm definitely subscribed to that.
She's awesome.
That.
She's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
So, like, in terms of your photography career, what was like the darkest moment? Like, where you're like, hey, it's a bit tough. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Just to know. Well, we're not gonna say COVID was tough for you because you grew up off all over COVID.
Yeah.
But maybe COVID was tough for you in other ways. You know?
What should I say? COVID. I was kind of working. I remember I was doing the software part. Yeah. So really, you know, gave me time to work on my website for photography.
Yeah.
Well, I would say my darkest time is recent, bro. Recent when I resigned. Yeah.
Yeah, recent. Okay.
Yeah, man. Because you know they're quiet days, man. See,
Yeah.
You don't know, like, am I gonna get work?
Yeah.
And so for me, like, I've actually noticed, like, you know, later said that, okay, so it's a trend that from the first to around 7, 8, it's kind of quiet. Then you're only gonna get busy the last 2 weeks. You know, people start getting paid on the 15th.
Oh, this is the month. Yeah.
Yeah. So you know that might know, like, my darkest moment was recent, because it's stressful when you don't have a salary, man. Like,
Yeah.
listen, I've got all these bills, these subscriptions that
Yeah,
I need to
you
do,
cancel,
and all that
keep,
stuff. You know, like, at the fear of the unknown, yeah. But then, yeah, you know, so I was like, no, the only thing, what I can do is right now is reach out to the big photographers that are within my network. You know, I met this other guy, Matt, you know, chat with Rob, Kyle. You know, I was like, listen, guys, I resigned. Oh yeah, and there's also a guy called Young as well. You know, he's been hooking up a lot of gigs as well.
Yeah.
Young, yes.
Yeah.
Young. So I was like, guys, I've resigned. So please hook me up whenever you can.
Yeah.
You know, be it small gigs or big gigs, you know, I'm around. Let's do it, yeah. So yeah, it's the darkest moment was recent, man, because it's scary, you know.
Yeah,
It's scary, man. And like you kind of like, you know, stop working. You know, you need to figure it out and all that stuff. Yeah. But I was like, listen, let me take the risk. Otherwise, if I don't make it to the next month, I'm gonna look for another job. That's
always falling back. Eh? Well, not always falling back, but like usually have like a fallback position. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Like, yeah. Especially when you know the bills are just showing up, you know, gear needs to be insured. You know, if you didn't have gigs, then you just gonna use a salary type of thing and stuff. But then, yeah, now I'm glad that I have a home studio. You know, some of the clients they're not comfortable with. Well, it's 2 out of 10. So like, why are we going to an apartment type of thing? You know? But yeah, well. It was a recent one, you know. Going full-time photography in South Africa, it's tricky, bro.
Yeah, very
tricky. But I'm glad, you know, things are opening up. Things are opening up. You know, looks like it. It was like 2018, but just that this is different because I'm way better than where I was before the lockdown, you know. So yeah.
In terms of
photography, in terms of clientele, you know what I mean. I get calls like, you know, JD. Sometimes I don't even take some gigs because you know they probably want to pay less now, you know, that type of thing. Or yeah, you know, value.
So would you take a client that is offering to pay less?
Well, it depends what they want to do, you know. But I get clients that you know they just have ridiculous prices. I was like, no, listen, I can't. But what I can do is I can refer you because I understand when you're going in photography, there's gonna be one guy who's ahead of you and one who's behind you.
Yeah.
So I don't throw away clients, like chase them away.
Yeah.
But like, listen, I can't work within this budget, but then I know another photographer who can assist you for that price. So that's, you know, that's the networking part, you know, the good thing about photography. There are also big photographers who refer me to clients because they're charging a lot of money.
Yeah.
Then they just refer them to me because, you know, they're within my range, you know, that type of thing. But yeah, well.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
That's I'm glad you made it out there.
Yeah, man. I know.
I'm glad you made it out there.
Yeah.
Because I mean, like I don't like this is it's a good question because with what's been happening over the past week or 2 weeks, you know, we lost a great legend, Mr. Ricky Rich. That broke me. My very first response to that was like, what a waste. You know, like I felt like, what a waste.
When I saw it,
someone said that's a bit insensitive. I'm like, okay, fine. But like, what I mean by that, I'm like, it's all this talent, all this life, all this great things that he had to offer and give. Like, admittedly, it wasn't okay. So like, you know.
Yeah, no, that wasn't my response as well. But then I was like, listen, I think, you know, it's stressful. Yeah, it's stressful. You know, this creative industry is crazy, right? It's crazy. I'm sure other photographers will tell you, like, listen, sometimes it goes south. You know? It goes south where you like you don't have clients and you know you're just thinking of your bills, man. Like, listen, how am I gonna do this? You know, I can't be borrowing money. That type of thing. So it's hectic. Yeah. And I'm just glad that things are coming up right. So yeah,
things are coming up for you. Okay.
Yeah, you gotta have high hopes and you gotta be there, man. You gotta be out there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not scared to say what I do. So I'm always like, now you see, now that I'm, you know, full-time freelancing, right? You know, the SEO is starting to pick because, you know, I get projects. But then for photography wise, I'm always branding myself. I'm wearing my t-shirts. I'm gonna have caps. I'm gonna have this guy. I'm like, hey, listen, how you doing? What did you do? You know, for example, like, you know, I get clients from the gym, more gym. Hey, I saw you got a nice car. What do you do for a living? I was like, listen, I'm in sales. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. You know, I do product photography. Yeah. You know, there's only one way to leave out of this, you know, misery is to go out there, just try to, you know.
So you just have to. Don't sit back and just wait for things.
No. Don't wait for clients, bro. You gotta go. Now, some people are like, listen, if I need to start doing golf, bro, to get my clients, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do it.
I'm gonna hustle.
It's probably it's probably one of the, you know, besides that I enjoy boxing. Like I don't go all the time, but then I saw like, okay, there's a lot of people they might need photos. Yeah. So one of the pusher that, you know, it's like, you know, I can also just join it, you know. Yeah. No, because I'm gonna network with people. Probably they won't book me, but then they'll like, listen, we know a photographer from our boxing side. Yeah. You know, same thing with gym, wearing a t-shirt.
Yeah.
Nice car, bro. What do you do?
Yeah.
They'll tell you, listen, I'm in marketing. I'm like, oh, nice. Oh, I'm in IT. Oh, I'm also in IT.
Yeah.
I do website. Like, listen, I do search engine optimization. You know, you don't have to wait for someone to knock and say, hey, bro, this is the opportunity.
Yeah.
You gotta go and look for it, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
You gotta go and look for it. Yeah,
okay,
straight up.
Not just sit back.
No. If you sit back, yeah, you'll be depressed.
You know.
Just
So in terms of like when you resigned, you were facing that rough period.
Yeah.
What in your lifestyle did you have decided I'm going to cut down? Did you cut down on what subscriptions did you cut down on? Did you like move into a smaller apartment, or what is it? Some of the things that you had to let go of?
The one thing for sure, buying takeaways.
Yeah, that's a massive killer, you know?
Yeah, man, like,
takeaways, your budget.
yeah, the good thing is that I don't drink. Well, I don't know if it's a good thing or what, but then I don't.
You don't drink?
No.
Fortunate for you.
I don't drink, so it has to be food. You know what I mean? It has to be food. And this whole aspect of saying, listen, I need to travel every month thing. I was like, no, let me put it on hold for a bit. Then buying stuff. Yeah, you gotta hold it in your pocket for a little bit. You never know. You never know what happens.
Yeah.
So now, this whole part, I used to, I wouldn't say I was like great at 7, because if I was 7 by now, I should be somewhere else, So, this whole part where I resigned, I'm budgeting a lot. Sometimes I feel like this is a bit too much, man. Like, maybe I can't even go out there and grab something, some chow, I'm always like, just, focused on say, listen, I need to get to a target. But then what I've done is, just to have a realistic figure, I was like, listen, I need to have this amount by the year end, so daily I should make this amount. So that's like a booster to me. So let's say if I do 1 or 2 sessions, they don't know I've covered these days, that type of thing. But budgeting part has to be very, very crucial. Yeah. When you start freelancing now, it's crazy.
Yeah, 100%. So you freelance photography, right?
So
what else do you freelance?
The search engine optimization.
SEO.
Yeah,
so
SEO.
So you don't write articles, or you just like go find clients and say, hey, I'm gonna do some SEO for you.
Yeah, so it's part of the SEO side. It's doing some blogs is part of the SEO side, but then mostly it's technical. Remember, if Google can't index your website, well then it's trash.
Yeah.
We must say it's trash.
Yeah.
So basically it's the technical SEO. Yeah, so it's technical SEO, doing blogs, make sure that you have the whole keywords thing going on. So I was like, listen, the best client has to be my photography account. Because I know this one lady, she is in Cape Town, but she ranks a big time, massive in South Africa. I was like, okay, so I'm gonna be focusing on their account. Trying to push just to obviously, like that type of thing. But then, so it's photography, videography. So like I said, I have a media agency. I had to create a company last year for Philbert Media House. So specializing in the video photography and SEO. Yeah. So it's going to be easy to work with other agencies and companies. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So do you employ people yet?
So I've got the team.
The team.
So those guys, they're not employed, but then they're other creatives.
Oh, okay.
So like I can get a script writer, just to come in freelance. It's quite simple. Like, hey, bro, listen, you are an MC. I need you for this gig. How much do you want? Then I do the final, the final stuff with the clients. So I don't have like official. Well, I'm the only employee. I'm still waiting for my salary to come.
Still waiting to pay yourself.
it's hectic, right? I'm still waiting for my salary actually. Which
you want to call a company of one, eh?
Yeah, right now it's a company of one, But then whenever I need assistance, I just hire other guys, come through, they'll be part of the team. Yeah. We dress, team feel good. You wouldn't know this guy is another photographer. Same thing when I go to other guys, work for other guys. I'll even wear their t-shirts, as well, just to brand.
Just do some co-branding,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's how I'm rolling right now. You know, I would, hopefully, you know, if all goes well this year, maybe I'll have 5 people. That's the plan.
Yeah.
But no rush, you know. No rush, you know. Just have to work with the budget and see how it works. But freelancing works pretty well for me right now because I don't need to pay someone.
Yeah.
Like, monthly thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's tricky.
Yeah.
It's tricky. If I need you to be my peer, you must be on freelance. I'm like, listen, can you run this thing for me?
Yeah.
You know, certain period, whatever. Let's do a contract or something.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, let's take the type of work that you do out of the equation. Right?
Mm-hmm.
What is a better business model for you? To be an employee or to be a freelancer?
Freelancer.
Why do you say freelancing?
Oh yeah, I tell you, in December, I think, because when I was resigning, I did 5 interviews, yeah? I wasn't getting the figures that I wanted.
Okay.
I was like, these guys can actually call me, they can put me as a freelancer. Why? Because I have photography, and I can't be in-house photographer. In-house photographer, they'll tell you, listen, you can't take other gigs. You have to be working for us. Yeah, so literally they're just saying you should stop Philbert Photography and be our in-house photographer. SEO wise, you're gonna be full house, in-house SEO. Okay, if it's software development part, you need to be a full-time. You know. Then if I'm a full-time software developer, I can't do photography gigs.
Yeah.
I can't do videography gigs. I can't do SEO clients. So I think I have a lot going on. So yeah, full-time is tricky. It might be a little lucrative, you know, like, you know, standard. You're gonna get your money guaranteed.
Yeah. Well,
but then,
hopefully.
you know. So like, if I'm an in-house photographer and they give me a figure, but then I can't take other gigs, and already, you know, I've been, you know, working on Feel Good for like 5 years, you know, just doing stuff and, you know, start and really, you know, like from where I am now, you know. So freelancing, trust me, I would say freelancing.
You say freelancing works better.
Yeah, because I have a lot of stuff that I need to do on the side, and I can't just stop because there's one job that I need to do. You know, that type of thing. You'll be limited, yeah?
Yeah. Okay, no, 100%.
Yeah, man. But well, that's what I'm thinking. Maybe for now, maybe it will change when I get married or something.
When you get married, you talk about the whole getting married. How old are you, if I may ask?
You wanna guess?
27?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 27.
So yeah, I'm on chills for now.
Yeah, oh, you're in chills for now. Okay, no, that's not right.
Yeah,
That's not right.
just dating my bank right now.
Yeah, you're dating your bank right now. That's good. You're taking your bank on a date.
Yeah, man. Like, you know, it's a lot of hours. You know, well, at least I can. You know, just pushing a lot of hours.
Yeah.
To rush.
100%. Do you want to get married?
Yeah, late. From what I've learned.
What have you learned?
No, man, like. Bro, yeah, man, like, you know, there's so much responsibilities when you get married, man. Like, you can do a lot of stuff. I like studying. I'm always studying, bro. Yeah. I do late hours, you know, especially now.
Yeah.
You know, when you're working on your own, you feel like you got time, but then,
no, you really don't.
You don't have time, bro. And yeah, I feel like, you know, at least I'm still free now, and I get to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
I probably want to get married around 30.
You never know. You might be 40 and be like,
Yeah, you know, why? Let's just leave it. Let's forget about it.
Just forget about it.
Yeah, man, but then yeah, you never know, man. But yeah, no, I want to stick around for a while. Once I get to my full potential, I think.
Yeah, full potential. Oh, okay. Alright, that's one of those.
You know, I'm that person who's trying to work for the grandkids, not for the kids. You know, so this decade.
That's an interesting statement for the grandkids. Just explaining a little bit more.
Okay, so you know, all the moves that we're making this decade, you know, you must make sure that your grandkids are safe. So, for an example, if you're doing savings account, it's not only for your kids, but say for me to pay the ball, that type of thing. So, you know, that's So like there's something that I've learned from my mom because we do restatements them. We've got a couple houses there for rent house. So you see, like that establishment is for generations. I can go, my kid can have that house, grandkid can have that house, that type of thing. So it's not only like major term of saying, okay, listen, I've got 1 million in my account right now. But then if you don't have it in the next, if you can't sustain yourself for a decade, then it's a problem.
It's a problem.
So that's my mindset right now. So if it's connections and networks, it's not only for me. They should cover also my kids and my grandkids. So that's what I'm trying to sort out right now.
That's what you're trying to sort out.
Trying to sort out.
So you're from Zim, right?
Yeah, I'm from Zim.
Originally from Zim.
Yes.
Okay, cool. There's something that I've noticed with people who, and this is in specific cases, not a general thing. Because I went to Rhodes University.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people from Zim.
From Zim, yeah.
From Zim were there. So
true.
I noticed that the work ethic of someone from Zim versus someone who's the average South African, there's a disparity there. That I saw. I'm like, what is going on? It took me about 4 years to catch up to your academic. 4 years. I was so serious about that. I got up, but it was it was amazing. So where does that work ethic come from your perspective?
Well, I think how you raise, man. Well, I must say, we're hardworking people. We're hardworking people, bro. We can go hours. So I just think it's how you're raised. How you're raised. If your parents were hardworking, obviously he has to push you. He has to push you to work harder, that type of thing. And knowledge-wise, same story. If the eager to learn, people motivate you. You're surrounded by people who've got degrees, diplomas, masters, that type of thing. You have to push. So I think that's about it. I think it's just how you were raised. We were raised by hardworking people. People who end up even coming home late, working long hours. So it's something that you see when you're growing up. So for me, I know, listen, my parents worked so hard. Now, there's no way I'm going to be lazy. That type of thing. So it's just a thing with how people get raised. If you're raised with a lazy family, you're going to be lazy.
It's going to pass on to you.
It's a thing.
It will affect you in some way.
It's somewhat to affect you, but So I think that's the only explanation I can give to the perspective, because people, they just work hard. You have to work hard. Even if the economy is bad or whatever, you just have to work hard.
You just have to, whether things are going good or things are going bad,
you have to work hard. You have to work hard. You have to work hard. So I think that's what pushes a lot of people.
Okay. So you brought that camera. Is that a camera? What is that? Like it looks old school.
It's old school, man. This is like probably one of the first codec video cameras.
Oh, snap.
The film and all that stuff.
Oh, so you're making that sound.
You see, so there's where I brought this. This is codec, Remember codec? They ignored change to extend that no matter they had great cameras, right? But then where are they now?
No, man.
Exactly. So I brought this because I've chatted to a lot of old photographers, for example. They're like, hey, listen, I'm old school. I don't think I need a website.
Oh, is it?
Oh, okay. I don't think I need to be online and stuff. So they rely on referrals. So this is just a good example. Like nowadays, if you don't adjust to change, you can easily disappear. So if I could imagine if I had continued the way I was performing before lockdown, well, I wouldn't be easy. I wouldn't have like a home studio. But then when the lockdown happened, I was like, what are the other guys doing out there? What am I missing? So this is a reminder of why I have this camera.
Okay.
This is so I do collect old cameras. I think my oldest is the one for 1942. That's the oldest camera that I have.
1942.
It's like the real type of thing where you can put
it's like 70 years ago.
So the codec one, is just a reminder. Like, listen, if change is happening, man,
change is happening whether you like it or not.
You gotta act fast. Back in the days, I think even our parents are like, I don't want to be on WhatsApp. What is WhatsApp?
They're here now.
They're even worse.
they could be like on Haley's World teaching us how to use WhatsApp nowadays. Yeah.
Exactly, man. So I think this one, especially for the creative guys, like, if there's change, trust me, you have to, join the other team. You know what I mean? You have to join the other team, because if you stay with the old style, soon we can replace you. You know, I'm a software developer. I've seen things that people were doing that is now being replaced by just one code.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's one line of code.
One line of code.
Done.
You know, same thing with those guys who remember, like when doing construction. Like people who carry the bricks, put them down. You know, back in the days, you used to do it manually, right? Like you throw them, you lay them nicely. But nowadays, a truck comes with its own crane type of thing. It just, they just buckle them nicely, and one person does it. So, same thing applies with creatives. Like if you don't want to just to change, you're gonna be left behind. All these freshmen, like me, for example, I'm sure that there's a lot of photographers who didn't just to change that I have, no matter how good you are, if you don't accept that there's changes happening every day, you can't,
You're dead.
You're finished. Now you're finished.
You're finished.
You can't wait for referrals.
You
can't wait for referrals.
You have to change.
You have to scale. So this is my other scale.
Is that why you keep that, just to remind you?
You need to scale.
Scale,
you need to scale. So you see, that's why I was like, listen, I don't need to shoot for exposure, that type of thing, or say shoot just celebrities that I get a lot of following now. There's always another way to get clients. And some of these things, these guys, the famous guys, they don't even know what's going on. For example, I can easily rank in Johannesburg right now, and that type of thing. If I ask Siri, who's the closest photographer near me, even if the celebrity is not there on Google or Bing, it's not gonna say that. It's gonna say me. But it's a feel good.
It's a feel good. It will make you feel good.
That type of thing. So that's the reason why I've got this.
Okay.
Like if you don't change, you don't. Right? Content is gone. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. You know what I mean? That's how bad it is. So people, you have to accept change and adjust to it. Make it happen.
So I speak to quite a few of my friends, and a lot of them are complaining that the economy, petrol prices going up, like the salary's not enough. They want to start their own side hustle, or they want to leave their 9 to 5, or they want to get another 9 to 5.
Another 9 to 5,
I don't know how that's going to work. As much as it's 9 to 5 and then there's 7 to 2. That's
exactly.
There's still 2 9 to 5s. And then quite a few people making the mistake of thinking that they leave their employment and they're going to go take the leap into freelancing or into business for themselves, and it's going to be this like very sexy, like you saw on like the Social Network movie that glorified it.
Freelance is like a
exactly. So my question to you is that what is it that you wish you knew before you took the jump from full-time employment to becoming your own freelancer full-time? What is some of the things that you wish you knew?
Let's see. So you see, compiling for me to become just becoming a freelancer now. And it's something that I've learned when I was doing interviews. So I wanted to understand there's people, the culture, if it's gonna allow me to do my freelance. So for the fact that my freelance was a bit booming, like during the week I get to do some shoots and stuff like that. Then SEO I was doing for other people's websites. Then when I was doing interviews, I was like, listen, we've seen that you've got this thing going on. If you accept the job there, you're gonna stop. Stop the whole stuff. Then so I did like 5 interviews. 5 interviews. Well, obviously the figure that I was expecting wasn't right. So but then I said to myself, listen, why not now, since I don't have much on my plate? So that's a very, very thing to consider. If you've got a lot of we call it black tax,
It's a real thing. It's a real thing.
If you've got a big black tax freelancing is tricky. Going freelance.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people who are relying on you. Yeah, it's not only you.
Yeah.
Family man can just, from Norway become
a full-time freelancer.
Yeah, that's a serious discussion to do. You must have saved a lot of money.
Yeah.
So probably what you need to consider is that you have saved enough money to cover you for 6 months or maybe 10 months, and the whole year. You have emergency fund type of thing. So there's a lot of stuff that you need to consider before you become a freelancer.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of stuff.
A lot of stuff. Wow,
yeah.
Okay.
If you can get contracts, that would be great. Because, like, for example, the agents that I'm working at is from Cape Town, yeah? I've got 12 months. So that one I know, okay, well, there's half there, So you gotta be like 2-3 steps ahead before you come up with a decision saying, listen, I'm gonna go freelance.
Yeah, go freelancer.
You gotta have proper budget for yourself.
Yeah, it just make the emotional decision to say, yeah, I'm just gonna be done. I'm leaving out. Yeah.
You gotta know that there are rainy days.
Yeah.
Rainy days are there.
Yeah.
And
a lot of them. Yeah.
A lot.
And sometimes it'll rain, the sun will come up, and then rain again.
Exactly. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So you must have proper budget and just have a good, focused for your 6 months how they're looking like.
Yeah.
Rather than just saying, listen, these guys, they're emotionally draining me. Let me just get and start my own business.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So for me, like literally, I had to do it because I got busy. I saw gaps, and I signed for those gaps. So not like you're saying, okay, there's a gap there, just go there. No. Make sure that you're all pumped up to work. You know what I mean? Then just working as a consultant as well. Just reaching out to guys as well. So it's there's a lot of stuff that you need to consider. But especially if you have a black tax, it's better off you work full time.
Yeah.
And work after work.
Yeah.
As a freelancer.
Yeah.
So you could work Monday to Friday. Then weekends that you need to do freelancing. Because black tax, they would understand what's going on.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, dude, you had a 9 to 5, so you took me telling us you quit.
Yeah.
So you become a freelancer.
Yeah.
And you don't have money.
Yeah.
But
they don't understand that. Yeah.
Exactly.
They don't understand.
They don't understand. Yeah, it's it's really tough. So yeah, I think black tax is quite crucial. You know what I mean? For a family man, you gotta have enough money for rainy days. At least save for a year. Pay the rent for 1 year or something.
Pay the rent for 1 year. Yeah.
Yeah, if it's fees, pay the fees in 4 months. That type of thing. Yeah. So freelancing, it's a big jump.
A huge one.
It's a big jump for me. I was like, listen, well, I've got the skills. If this doesn't work for me, well, I'll go back to the industry. But then already I have established myself that I can get busy. I've been busy. I've been saving. All those
things. Yeah.
All those things. So you didn't just wake up.
You just wake up and say,
"Yeah,
I'm out. I'm out.
Get out of here." No, man. No.
It's not like that. It's not easy like that.
It's not easy, and it's a hard decision, honestly, because you're leaving money.
Yeah.
You're just leaving money.
So, what was the biggest benefit? Right, biggest benefit, because we know the disadvantage was you didn't know where the money's going to come from. You had this period where you had to cut down on a few things. You know, you were just looking at these bills and just like, oh, what am I going to do here? And in fact, you were like this.
Yeah. Get out of here.
Get out of here. So, what was the biggest advantage of you becoming a full-time freelancer?
So, for the SEO, I got a contract.
Yeah.
Before I became a freelancer. 1, 2, my photography were literally paying everything to the extent that I was not even touching my salary. So that was like
good.
Yeah, that was like good, type of thing where like your full time, you can touch money from your full time. That's like a big deal, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So those were like mainly my two advantages. And I wanted to leave the company and work somewhere else, type of thing. But then when I was doing the interviews, because you get to ask, when I'm doing interview, I'm always curious about the part where I get to ask them the questions.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's it. You've claimed everything.
Yeah,
You're gonna give them all the good stuff.
Exactly.
The part you ask them now, like, listen, guys, you see, you've checked my portfolio. I do this and that. How do you take it? If I want to do a shoot on a Saturday, I can commit. Let's say we say 9 to 5, Monday to Friday. But if you guys call me on Saturday and if I'm not there, how does it work? So just getting from the answer, I was like, listen, I can be a consultant rather. Of course, obviously it's less. Being a freelancer is not like a lucrative until you're well established. You know what I mean? For now, obviously I'm still on my downs. But then, I considered a lot of stuff like that. So that's the reason why I was like, listen, I don't think I'm gonna need freelancing because it's gonna affect other businesses. Other businesses, because they will ask you, Phil, you do a lot of stuff. You're gonna stop this, because we need you full time, full concentration here. So I just couldn't take that risk.
You just couldn't take that. No.
Yeah, man. Like obviously, I don't think I'm gonna. Well, I have a plan because if it doesn't work, I think we'll just go back into IT. See what's up. But then,
I still have a mindset to carry on.
Yeah, definitely, man. That one is, trust me, it was a bit stressful, man. Like I was like, hey, listen, actually, 2 weeks after resigning, I was like really stressed, bro. I was like,
I'm not so sure I should have done this.
No, leave your company, but then like freelancing. That's tricky. That's tricky. But I was like, So that mindset of saying, well, I can always look for another job, it's still there. It's still there. Obviously, when you're on your downs, you're like, listen, Phil, there's always a plan B. If this is not working for you, you shouldn't stress much. You just go look for a job. Go look for a job. So that aspect of thinking of work is my backup. Okay. So there's a plan. So, and it's not like I was blacklisted from it. That thing, the guy who leaves like, I'm getting out of here.
You live respectfully.
No, listen guys, there's an opportunity coming out here. I think let me like this opportunity. So let me grab it. Sometimes I even work for these guys as well as a consultant sort of thing. So you gotta have a plan, a serious planning for this. It's not a game, people. It's not a game. No. It's not for the it's not for the faint of heart. Man, definitely, bro. Definitely.
So in the country, who are the people that you admire? Because I know quite a people say they admire like your Trevor Noahs, your Black Coffees, your all these media personalities or South Africans who've been doing well for themselves, right? So who is the person that you sort of admire, and why? Why is that?
Never thought of that. Let's see. Who is that? Obviously, it's tricky now with the celebrities, guys. You don't really know what's going down with them. They might look happy. I've seen a lot of divorces from the celebrities.
That's been happening.
Man,
what's going on?
That's crazy. So, man, like it's crazy. I have a couple of people that I want to travel like this guy.
Okay.
Okay. So I'll give you an example. There's a guy called Jan. He's one of my mentors.
Okay.
And I always want to keep it in the circle.
Okay.
The people that I can approach to.
Okay.
Even if I say Vusi now, I don't know really what's going on with him. I know he's a good guy. He's doing well, but
you don't know. Okay.
I'd say I want to be busy like this guy called Jan. He does big corporates. You know what I mean?
That does have a profile on that.
It's called. Let me just show you. Honestly, with me, I look at.
I'm still stuck on this girl. She's like,
man.
I just want to binge all the videos.
I know.
And Haley, please. I'm from Pembani as well.
Mm.
Please come join me on the show.
Yeah, man. I think I look out. Yeah, he doesn't have a huge.
He doesn't. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he doesn't have a huge. I really look out to my mentors, man. I don't know, like, because, well, from what I see is that they're doing quite well. They're doing quite well. Yeah, like almost. Wow. I can mention everyone. There's one guy called, I haven't even met him. He's called Pembani or Exposure Photography from Bulawayo.
Yeah.
I haven't seen him, but bro, I can call this guy at 9 p.m. Like, bro, can you teach me how to do this, do that, do that, do that? You know those guys. Some of them, it's not like they're millionaires per se. Because it's very simple. If you want to say, would you look out to a millionaire? I can just give you a person. I can give you a person like I would say I would go for Bruce Whitfield, the guy who knows more of the finances and stuff like that.
Fantastic.
Just if I get 1 hour with them, I know the mindset is gonna change. But then it's good. There's this whole thing of podcasting.
You can also
just get to listen to him. So I listen to him every day. Like when I wake up, it's money show. Every day. Money show. You gotta know what's going down. So I look up to my mentors. I might leave out some other guys. But then I have a list. Derek, Robert, Young, Kyle, Exposure, Kate. Yeah, man, it's a lot of people. Bro. Yeah. I talk to a lot because they do different stuff. See, so like for corporate, there's Kyle and Young. Young shoots for companies like PPC and stuff like that. I also want to meet this guy called Austin Malema.
Austin Malema.
Yeah, he's massive. He got a nice house. Doesn't he, bro?
Does he know Julius?
Yo, no. Austin.
It's good. I'm just checking.
Yeah. The Austin, Sandrick.
Yeah.
These guys are doing well, and these guys they do a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
It's my I might be focusing on a specific client, but then I wouldn't mind shooting one celebrity. Yeah. That type of thing. Yeah. That excitement as well. Yeah, man. But mostly I look up to most of the mentors in the industries. Yeah, the guys that I know I can interact with. The guys who are doing well. The guys who are pushing. Because celebrities. After last week, man, I was I don't myself if I said Bill Gates got divorced.
Yeah, I reached that was if Bill Gates can get divorced.
Jeff Bezos was divorced. Dr. Dre.
Dre even I even forgot that story. Wow.
Dr. Dre got divorced.
That shows like you never really know what's going on.
Exactly, man.
Exactly,
man. Exactly. So it's at least the guys that I have interaction with, who inspire me because this one is very easy. See, if I see you doing well yourself, that's a big inspiration because I can interact with you. Yeah. Then someone who doesn't know me is like, who's Phil?
Yeah.
Phil. From where? Phil one? Okay. Yeah, no, I stick to my mentors, man, in the industry. SEO, there's a guy called Calvin, we talked on LinkedIn, I haven't met him. So he's now like the head of SEO and discovery. That's like big. A mentor. That's because he even gave me his number because I found him. I reached out to LinkedIn as well. So this is what I do. I woke up, like, okay, let's choose a company today. Let's connect with those people. Yeah. click. You never know when they are saved, then you can just interact. So I think most of my mentors are just the ones who are learning the industry, the ones who are doing well in the industry because they're easy to interact with than to see my mentor is Ramaphosa.
Well, that's very true.
It's always the people in the cycle within the industry. Those are the guys that I count on.
So leadership and mentorship is local. Was what you're saying. When I say local, close to you in terms of proximity.
Mentorship is right there like this.
And
the fact that you are willing to learn. And you change when you learn. Like you're in a class, the teacher is teaching you, but then you're not listening. You're like, yes,
teacher.
That type of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. So the mentorship, I think, is one of the I'd say the reason why I'm here. It's through mentorship mostly. Because they're like, Phil, go to YouTube, check this guy out, and we meet, and we see what you got. I'll give you an example. Rob is always like, so what do you have? Before I assist you, it's like,
what do you have?
Let's see what you got.
What do you do?
which is like, it's like, Phil, oh, you want to do videos? Do you understand videos? It's not like you just recording, bro.
Just wake up and like,
Do you know those frame rates and stuff like that? Yeah, find out those. Then we chat.
That's good.
So yeah, I feel like mentorship in the creative industry is very important. You know, they are old folks even, so it makes the old school the new school, you know, that type of thing. Ishak, he does prints, you know, he's been traveling the world and stuff like that. He knows better how to do the printing perspective, you know, stuff like that. He's even surprised that I'm shooting big gigs now, because you know, I'm always like to all my mentors, listen, don't even pay me. I wanna go to that gig. I want to learn. Don't pay me. I'm learning. Let's go for it. That type of thing. You know? So yeah, you know, mentorship must be local, bro. It must be right there. You know, when you start, you must know who to call, man. Not like, yeah, no, I got this type of thing. So now I rely on mentorship a lot, big time.
Okay,
big time.
That's good. That's good. All right, so now we get into the part of the show whereby. Thank you very much. We're going to get to the show whereby now you become the host and now you ask me a few questions that you want to know and learn. One, could be one, it could be two, it could be three. It's up to you. Let's see how this goes.
Which context are we asking here again?
No, we're just asking in the context of work, the podcast, anything that you are intrigued by.
Yeah. Well, welcome to the YouTube board, yeah?
Congrats. Now, I've been at it for a while. I just didn't take it seriously, you know. Like, take up, so I'll record, someone record a video of me, and then I'll just like post it, and then see how it goes.
Yeah, man, it's like and I like the black and white type of perspective as well. See,
see,
it's nice.
And that's my aesthetic. That's more, or most of my videos from now on are going to be black and white.
I just like it, bro.
Yeah.
That's great. So, tell me, how do you do it when, because like already you're in the 25th episode, bro?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of them, yeah. That's a lot. Yeah.
How are you coping with this, man? Keeping to schedule when you do your podcasts and stuff?
How do I keep to schedule? That's a very good question. And also, don't forget, I also did something called the Everyday series where I did one for Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday.
Yeah, I remember that.
Jeez, like, that was intense.
Yeah.
That was intense. I learned a lot from it. So how am I coping? I think once you've gotten to a certain number of episodes that you're doing, you start to learn how to do things quicker and how to like streamline the process and like how to also manage your time. Because I think I'm one of those people that's it's not ADHD, I just like to do a lot of things. So you learn how to balance a lot of the things. For me, the most important thing I want to achieve is consistency over a long period of time. Like I just want to be consistent for a long time. So when I started this, I saw that a certain podcast that made $100 million. I'm like, I want $100 million.
Exactly.
And then I read up on his story, and then he'd been doing for such a long time before he even saw a cent. So that's what my vision is. My vision is to let me quit after a decade of putting in work. If it's not working out, I probably won't quit, but like this is what I want to be up to.
No quitters here, brother.
Yeah, no quitters. We just never quit and quitters never win. So in terms of coping with it, like I see this as, because I also do some work in tech. I see this no different to like having a Zoom call. And also the working remotely is a very big benefit to me as well. So that's how I'm able to cope with it. Only record just one a week. I have one guest, just one. I try overdo it because I know that's what my limit is. There was one time in the first season where I tried to do. Let me try to do 4. There was one time over like a weekend I did like 4 interviews. I was finished. And these conversations don't go for like 10 minutes. These go for like north of an hour and a half. Longest of time was 3.5. Imagine that. So that's how I'm able to cope with it because I want to enjoy this. For me, it's like going to school.
Yeah.
It's like sitting taking a class.
Exactly.
Like I'm learning about SEO, I learn about like Haley, about Rob, about how the things that you go through in freelancing, how important mentorship is to you. So that's how I cope with it, because it's not something I don't like doing.
Yeah.
You have to cope with things you don't like to do. I think.
You have to make it up.
You have to. I think if you don't like what you're doing, you have to cope with it.
Sure.
So I pace myself. Yeah. So but this is fun.
No, that's great. That's great. I think that's the same thing I should do on my YouTube for videos, man. See, I'm trying to get like what do you call it? The traveling part. You know, if you make videos for traveling, that'll be fun for wherever you're gonna go and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm always procrastinating.
You're always procrastinating.
Should I make a video? I can make a video, but when am I gonna edit it?
Exactly.
Yo, man,
I think that's the other thing. I think that's the other thing, because maybe a few years, a few years from now, I'll have an entire team to do all these things.
Definitely.
Because I need it.
Definitely.
I need
Definitely.
it. All I want to do is just talk. And that's it. I want to just talk in front of the camera. I want to speak into the microphone, communicate where I need to communicate, write where I need to write. Everything else, like coordinating this, it's time consuming, because if you are a one-man podcast band, you need to be the host. You need to be the hospitality person, you need to be the editor, you need to be the graphic designer, you need to be the audio engineer, you need to be the marketer, you also need to be the person that goes to get sponsorships, you need to be the person who invites guests over. So it's like 9 different roles.
In one.
9 roles in one.
So that's freelancing life for you there.
That's what?
That's like the freelancing life.
Yeah.
The photographer, I'm the marketer.
You're one of them.
The PR, all those things.
Yeah, so then my aim is to get the content out as quickly as possible. So I look for a simple format, simple technique, and also I've trained I've been working over a decade in project management, right? So I need to think like what are the different tasks I need to do, how quickly I can get them done. So then I'll take that and just like, okay, fine. So this is going to be from the moment that I start recording to the moment I'm finished. It's going to say 2 hours, right? Then to edit it, it's going to take me no more than an hour, really, if I'm really thinking about it, because I put in the intro, put in the outro, put in the middle. This we did while you were here.
Exactly.
I've got the template, and then so basically that's what it is. And also like in businesses, like when you just look at process reengineering, what about the process can we just make shorter?
Sure.
And just so we can get the content out quickly as possible.
Straight up.
YouTube videos, if I'm going to be honest, I could do one every single day. I can record one for every single day, because I've got a lot to talk about, I've got a lot to say. I admit I get lazy sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, I get lazy sometimes. Because all I have to do
Get out of here.
Get out of
Yes,
I'll even give myself one. So that my aim is like to do a video every single day, because that's like no more than 30 minutes of me talking, and then the editing, let's say 15 minutes like on your phone, and then just put in the intro, put in the outro, then you upload it, and then that's done. So that's how I'm going to try to do things very quickly, and then just be out of it. When I have massive TV, I just want to talk. That's it. Talk, and I'm out. And we'll get to that point eventually. So give myself. I'm going to be patient with myself, and say a decade. Just a decade, 10 years, really working hard and grinding and everything. Because when I started out in project management, like I would take. I was like, in 2 years I'm gonna be here. In 3 years I'm gonna be here. In 5 years I'm gonna be here.
That's the thing.
Doesn't work like that. Doesn't work that way. So I'm gonna be patient. So I've learned through trial and error that being impatient will set you back.
True, man.
But being patient can take you further faster if you're just patient and you're not emotional and just take time to think about, okay,
slowly, one step at a time.
One step at a time.
Exactly, that's how it works, man.
Yeah. Any other questions that you want to pose?
Which team do you support, bro?
Huh?
Which team do you support?
Which team do I support? I'm a Chelsea fan. Chelsea fan. Yes. We had a very tough weekend where our goalkeeper was playing rugby and the end of the game he kicked the ball. His team was playing rugby. We've been having a very good year. Last year we won the Champions League, then we won the Super Cup, then we won the Club World Cup. We're still in the top 4. We just made the cup final, which we lost on penalties, unfortunately. And I'm a bit sad because our owner has to sell us. Sell the team.
Who's buying?
I don't know who's buying. I've been hearing reports that Roman Abramovich is. Love you, Roman. We get you on the show. He's because of the whole Russia-Ukraine tensions and the sanctions that are posed on Russian people and bank accounts and the oligarchs from the UK. So he's selling his UK-based properties. He hasn't been sanctioned yet, so he's made the decision I had to part ways with Chelsea. So I'm
Dangote must buy.
Yeah. Aliko Dangote must buy. Yes. That's a very interesting character, Aliko Dangote.
Must buy it, bro. There's no way Nigeria is gonna get sanctioned. You know?
Yeah, no, yeah.
It's easy, man.
The most resourceful people on the planet. Everywhere.
So you can't.
I remember this one time I was in Thailand, right? And we went to a club called Illusions. It's like the DJ Mag has a list of the 48 best, the 100 best clubs in the world, and this one was 48. So it was like in the top 50. I'm like, oh, this is good. I walked in, I'm like, I understand why. This is it was the best club I've ever been in my life. And then they had the DJs there, they were doing their thing, and then next thing, these Nigerian acts come out. I'm like, what are they doing in Thailand? And they were performing other people's songs.
Yes.
I was like, wow, that's amazing.
Yes. Nigerians, Zimbabweans,
you guys are everywhere.
We are also
everywhere. You guys
go to Qatar, Fiji. We are
you guys are
everywhere.
You guys are everywhere. Oh my god! Honestly, I was like sit down with your world leaders. Sit down how
these 2 countries.
How are you 2 countries everywhere? You guys are omnipresent. Everywhere.
We are everywhere.
You guys are everywhere.
The hustle, bro.
The hustle is true. That's the team that I support, Chelsea. And then because of lockdown last year, my plan was to go to Stamford Bridge.
To put
nice. I want to go to the bridge.
No, you can still go.
Yeah, I know I can still go. I'm just putting it on hold for now. Now I'll definitely go to the bridge and see how things are going there. But yeah, that's a team I support. You told me you support Tottenham.
Yeah, I support Tottenham. I noticed one of the night goes on Tottenham. I just supported now. So I even watch the soccer.
So I had to throw that one in there.
I'm not sensitive to soccer.
I get you. Alright, no, Phil, that's our time. It's been a fantastic good time. We've been talking about this for a while, right?
We've been talking about it. So
glad to have you on. You should actually come. I need a new set of photos done, professional photos done for the speaking profile, professional profile.
With those tuxedos, yeah?
I'm not wearing tuxedos. I'm going to wear my leather jacket. I'm going for a new look. Going for my own brand.
I see go to 2 lines.
It's 3 lines. It's my culture. It's my culture.
So, it's a thing, yeah?
No, it's not really, but I'm saying my culture.
When I see in your gym, I'm like, okay, this guy. 3 lines, yeah?
Yeah, 3 lines, yes. 3 lines. So where can people find you?
So, website.
Your website.
Because there's everything there.
Everything is there.
Yes, so it's, you're probably not going to see it now.
Okay.
Yeah, you're probably going to see it now. Forget I said it, yeah.
For good photography.
Yeah.
You feel. Cool.
Check my ratings there.
5-star.
Yeah, how many people?
Sorry. I'm still good photography posts. Where is your? I'm seeing your Instagram. I'm not seeing the website.
Yeah. No, it's off right now.
Something
It's
is
like no, yeah. I'm just sorting it out. There's something that's under maintenance right now. Searching something.
Excuse me.
I'm putting finals on the website.
Oh, okay. You click find the one.
Finals, brother. Finals. Yeah. So right now it's just taking straight to the catalog.
Okay. Alright.
It's quite easy. People will communicate on WhatsApp, yeah, that type of thing.
Yeah, so find
Yes.
Feel Good Photography.
Feel good photography.
You
Feel
want Twitter?
good. Yeah, feel good photography.
Yeah.
Twitter, feel good photography. LinkedIn. Yeah, that's a whole market. Business to business, bro.
There's B2B. Yeah.
B2B, bro. Yeah, LinkedIn is awesome. If you can engage in LinkedIn, trust me,
Yeah.
you know, no one is doing that, so it doesn't have, it's not flooded like Facebook.
Yeah.
You know, Facebook, when someone say, I'm looking for a photographer, they're gonna be, what, 200 people?
Exactly. Yeah. I used to post a lot of articles on LinkedIn and that stuff. So I'll get back to it. So I see here you've got your products. Oh, man, fantastic. Studio sessions.
Yeah, that type of thing. Everything is.
Can I please have a family discount?
A what? A discount? Get
Yeah,
out of here, bro.
I'm myself on this. I do portraits. Portraits are 2.5.
Yeah.
How do we get? How many photos do you get for it?
For portraits,
Yeah.
so it's about 20.
Speak closer to the mic.
20.
20.
Yes,
Okay, that's
sir.
good. Okay, that's good.
Which I know if you need more, you can order more. Then I also do canvas prints as well. You know, especially those are nice for family shoots and graduations. Yeah, then graduation I also have access to graduation gowns as well. So if you wanna have a shoot, to straight up a gown, you just hook me up.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, 100%.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic. All right, cool. Thank you very much, everybody. That has been Philbert.
Yeah.
I was calling you Phil.
Yeah, feel good, well good.
I was like, I've got you saved on my phone. It's
Feel
Phil
good.
Good.
Feel good.
I was like, you
Yeah.
saved this as Phil Good on my phone. So that's been Philbert Phembani. He's a pro photographer, software developer, also this an SEO fanatic, and that has been here. We will talk about video photography, technology, as well as life. Guys, don't just jump into our side without a plan.
No, you must have a plan.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Because if you do it, I'm just going to give you this. I'm going to say,
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, straight up.
Straight
Alright,
up.
so that's been me and Phil, and this is NJ, and that's been the 25th episode of the conversation segment of the podcast. Remember that success is a progressive realization of what the ideal. That means you're going after what you've always wanted to do because that's it's aligned with your highest values and it's worth it for you. And that's what means to live an inspired life. So go out there and change the world because you are the only person that can. Thank you very much, Phil.
Thank you. Is that the one that you wanted to do? We're done.
Yeah, we're done.
Straight up.
Ah, that was great.
Lucky, bro.
Lekker.
Yeah, man.